Something strange is happening. Millions of people over 50 are struggling with sleep, but no one is talking about why. Doctors blame aging. Sleep experts suggest expensive treatments. Meanwhile, pharmaceutical companies make billions selling sleep aids that don't seem to fix the problem. But what if I told you this crisis isn't just a coincidence? That something or someone is keeping you from getting the deep sleep your body desperately needs. And the worst part? Most people don't even realize they're trapped in this cycle. But by the end of this video, you will. The silent war on sleep. Something changed, and no one seemed to notice. Decades ago, people didn't need apps, expensive pillows, or sleep aids to fall asleep. They just slept. But now millions struggle to get a good night's rest. If you're over 50, you've probably felt it. The night's getting longer. The morning's feeling more exhausting. And the strange part, it's happening to almost everyone your age. But why? The truth is that the world around you is designed to keep you awake. Technology has completely changed how we live, but our bodies haven't caught up. Think about it. When the sun went down, people used to experience total darkness. That darkness triggered their brains to release sleep hormones, making them naturally tired. But today, our nights are filled with artificial lights, street lights, TV screens, smartphone displays. Even the tiny blue glow from your alarm clock can be enough to trick your brain into thinking it's still daytime. And then there's the noise. Cities are louder. Homes are filled with constant background sounds. And even in the quietest places, there's something. The hum of electronics, the distant sound of traffic, the notifications from your phone. Your brain never truly rests. But here's the scary part. This isn't just a side effect of modern life. There's a reason why sleep problems exploded around the same time technology took over our lives. And if you think avoiding screens before bed is enough to fix the problem, you might be in for a surprise. Because something even bigger is at play, and it's directly affecting the hormones that control your sleep. And that brings us to the next part of this mystery, the melatonin myth. Is the sleep hormone you've been told to rely on actually making things worse? Let's find out. The melatonin myth. You've probably heard of melatonin. It's the so-called sleep hormone that's supposed to help you rest. People take melatonin pills, drink melatonin teas, and use melatonin sprays, all hoping for a good night's sleep. But here's what no one tells you. Your body's already supposed to make melatonin on its own. So why do so many people feel like they need extra? The problem isn't a melatonin shortage. It's that your body has forgotten how to produce it properly. And the reason for that goes back to modern life. See, melatonin is controlled by light. In the past, when the sun went down, the darkness told your brain, hey, it's time to sleep. But now artificial lights keep your brain confused. Phones, TVs, LED bulbs, even the blue light from your fridge when you grab a midnight snack. These things send the wrong signals to your body. They trick your brain into thinking it's still daytime, delaying melatonin production. And here's the shocking part. When you take melatonin supplements, your body gets lazy. Instead of fixing the root problem, you're training your brain to depend on external melatonin. Over time, your body stops making enough on its own, which is why many people who take melatonin still feel exhausted when they wake up. But melatonin isn't the only hormone at play. There's another one far more powerful that almost no one talks about, and it's being hacked by something you do every single day. Want to know what it is? Let's talk about food. The food conspiracy. Most people think of food as fuel. Eat when you're hungry, stop when you're full. Simple, right? But what if the food you eat is secretly keeping you awake at night? Think about this. How often do you eat late at night? A small snack before bed, a cup of tea, maybe just a few bites of something sweet seems harmless. But here's the problem. Your body has an internal clock, and it expects food at certain times. When you eat late, especially processed foods, your body stays alert, thinking it still needs to digest. Instead of winding down for sleep, your system stays active for hours. And that's not even the worst part. Many so-called healthy foods contain hidden sugars and chemicals that mess with your hormones. Artificial sweeteners, preservatives, and even certain oils interfere with insulin, which plays a huge role in sleep. If your blood sugar is unstable at night, your body panics. That's why so many people wake up in the middle of the night, tossing and turning, unable to figure out why. But here's where things get suspicious. The food industry knows this. They make billions selling you the problem, then turn around and sell you the solution. Can't sleep? Buy sleeping pills. Feeling tired all day? Drink more coffee. It's a never-ending cycle. But if food is disrupting your sleep, what about the things you put in your body every day? Like medications? Could they be making the problem worse? The truth about medications. Most people trust their doctors. If you struggle with sleep, you might have been prescribed something, maybe for anxiety, blood pressure, or allergies. At first, it seems to help. But over time, something strange happens. You start needing more. The sleep isn't as deep, the rest isn't as refreshing, and before you know it, you're caught in a cycle, one where you can't sleep without them. But here's what doctors don't always tell you. Many common medications block deep sleep. Some stop your body from producing essential sleep hormones. Others interfere with REM sleep, the stage where your brain repairs itself. And then some medications seem harmless, like pain relievers or decongestants, but they contain caffeine-like stimulants that keep your system wired, even when you don't feel it. And it gets worse. The longer you rely on medication, the harder it is for your body to sleep on its own. That's why so many people who stop taking sleep aids experience rebound insomnia. Their bodies have forgotten how to sleep naturally. But if medication is making things worse, then what about the most famous sleep disruptor of all? You've heard caffeine keeps you awake, but do you know how deep the problem goes? Let's take a closer look. Caffeine's hidden effects. Everyone knows coffee keeps you awake, but here's what most people don't realize. Caffeine doesn't just affect you for an hour or two, it can stay in your system for up to 10 hours. Does that mean your innocent afternoon cup of coffee? It could be the reason you're tossing and turning at night. And it's not just coffee. Tea, chocolate, sodas, and even some pain relievers contain hidden caffeine. And get this, even decaf coffee isn't completely caffeine-free. It still has enough to disrupt your sleep cycle, especially if you're sensitive to it. But here's the real problem. As we age, our bodies break down caffeine slower. So while you might have been fine drinking coffee at night in your 30s, by the time you're 50 or older, that same habit could be sabotaging your sleep without you even realizing it. And if you think cutting out caffeine will instantly fix the problem, think again. There's something else that's secretly messing with your sleep, something that happens to almost everyone but is rarely talked about. It has nothing to do with what you drink and everything to do with the temperature around you, the temperature trap. Ever wake up in the middle of the night feeling too hot or too cold? You adjust the blanket, maybe flip your pillow to the cool side, but it doesn't help. That's because your body has a very specific temperature range for sleep, and most people are completely ignoring it. Here's how it works. When you fall asleep, your body naturally cools down. It's part of the process that signals your brain it's time to rest. But if your room is too warm, your body fights to lower its temperature, keeping you restless. And if it's too cold, your muscles tense up, disrupting deep sleep. The problem? Most people set their thermostats wrong. They either crank the heat up in winter or rely on heavy blankets that trap heat. In the summer, air conditioning might cool the air, but it dries out the environment, leading to dry throats, congestion, and disrupted sleep. But here's where it gets even stranger. Your body temperature is controlled by something even more powerful than the air around you. It's something you do every single day, and if you don't do it right, your sleep will always suffer. It's the one thing almost everyone gets wrong: exposure to sunlight. Fixing it might be the key to unlocking deep, natural sleep. Sleep isn't just about rest, it's about recovery. It affects your energy, mood, and even how long you live. For years, you've been told that sleep problems are just a normal part of aging. But now you know the truth. Your body wants to sleep deeply. You just have to give it the right conditions. Small changes like managing light exposure, adjusting your routine, and fixing your sleep environment can make a massive difference. So now that you know what's been stealing your sleep, what will you do about it?